They got him up in here. Woo. Hey.
I'm waiting for. Okay, people, hold on. We gotta post the link. People already
Yeah.
texting me. I don't have the link. I'm like, hold on, man, hold on.
Right.
I'm like, hold on. As soon as I get the
Well,
link, I'm gonna send y'all the link. Relax.
well, the thing about it is, and I know this is all recorded now because I've started it, is that the link doesn't post anymore relative to like before. Like when I used to start it up, the link would actually generate, and then you could hit start, and then it would start.
Mhm.
Now
Okay.
it would do a queue, but it would give you the link in YouTube. And now it's like you got to actually start it to get it going. So,
Uh, got you.
yep.
Got you. Got you.
And here is the link. Damn. And I'll get it up on Twitter. But yeah, Dollar man, how you feel, man? I'm just gonna open. I mean, I was hoping Jason would be on right now, and I was gonna give him the floor for a couple of minutes just to get it in. But since we got Dollar back
Sure.
up in here, I want Dollar to give me his first couple of minutes, his take on the whole series, and what do you feel about everything that happened within the series?
All right. Well, first and foremost, please disregard the Atlanta Hawks shirt. My wife works for the Hawks, and it's laundry day.
Right,
Okay. So when we have
right.
nothing to wear, we throw on the Atlanta Hawks and we stay in the house. But
Right.
but as far as I'm concerned, man, I coming from representing Double S, I got an opportunity to attend Game 4, and I definitely got sucked into the Cleveland Believe in the Land storyline with him bringing one home, LeBron bringing one home to Ohio. So I was definitely pulling for him. I think it's a great story. I like the way that it ended. Game 7, we got 7 full games, quality games, at least the last one that was close. But my overall assessment is I think that LeBron, this title is more valuable if you can place a value on a championship over another. I think I guess it would be more properly worded to say that this title is more memorable. This title has a greater impact, I believe, on his legacy than his titles in Miami. Um, I think that LeBron through the series, through each game, was kind of a microcosm of his entire career, where where he had where he disappeared and people wondered where he was in one game, where he looks to get his teammates involved and isn't necessarily aggressive and scoring in another game, and then you see him completely dominate a game where he can give you 40 points, double-digit rebounds, and almost double-digit assists in a game, and he completely outclasses any other player on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I got a text from Jay, so he's going to be coming in.
Oh no.
Uh,
Okay.
and then,
Thanks for the warning.
Nothing for the
so I
warning.
think, so if LeBron didn't do anything else during this series, I think he did illustrate by leading the series, both teams in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. I think he kind of cemented the fact that he's still the best player in the league. And this Steph Curry madness, where we're comparing him to Michael Jordan and saying that he's the best player in the league, I think it's now time to pump the brakes on that a little bit. I think some reality hit when they had to force Steph Curry to play some real defense and actually play through some physicality. And I think it's part of just the maturation of most players in the league. Steph Curry and Golden State, I don't take anything away from the championship because you play who's out there, but they got the benefit to not have to play against elite point guards that were hurt. Had to play against some teams that had some significant injuries during their title run, and this year they earned it, and then they went all the way to Game 7, and I think that that physicality and having to play on both ends The two-time reigning MVP, he couldn't be Steph Curry that he was during the regular season. I mean, they had 9 losses in the playoffs, even though they had 9 losses all during the season. So listen,
There we go.
I think all you can do is
There you go. There you go.
I think all you can do is tip your hat to LeBron James, tip your hat to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and hey, tip your cap to Golden State. They had a great season, and they just didn't finish it off. But this cements LeBron's legacy, and I'll repeat, I think this is the most impactful championship to his resume or to his legacy at this point in time.
All right.
I don't see how anyone, unless it's personal, can really have anything to say about LeBron James. I think he closed the casket on the haters.
Okay.
But they trying to get out though.
Well, you got one. You got a legit hater on here, and I'm not gonna say it in the perspective of Lanice not having a reason to hate, because there are some reasons to hate. But let me go back to a couple before I get to the person with the Cavs shirt on and give him his chance to talk. I'm gonna go back and challenge a couple of things you said, Tori, because just for me being the person that I am. Okay, first of all, again, you brought it up earlier. The media, and if people got caught up in the media of saying that Steph Curry was the best player in the league, you know as well as I know that every year the most valuable player is still not always the best player. So,
Agreed.
So to me, LeBron's always been the best player in that series. Every series he's in, he's the best player, and I think that's why people were getting on him early, because they know if this guy turns it on, there's really nothing no one can do. You don't need to switch and go with a smaller guard guarding you in the post. You didn't do that last year. You are LeBron James. So I think with me, when I saw him start turning on, I told Jay, I texted him, I said, okay, now he's woken up. Now what do you do? Because there's really nothing you do. He's hitting his jump shot. He's taking it to the rack. He's hitting his free throws. And I guess my point with Steph Curry is there was a lot of flash to what he's doing, and he's a great player in his own right. But he's still a 6'3" point guard that's only going to affect the game a few ways. He's only going to affect it in shooting, scoring, and maybe some passing. There's not a lot of point guards in the league that actually can play any defense, even against each other. I mean, honestly, Westbrook looks physical. He can't play no D. Derrick Rose never played D. Chris Paul, a little bit of D, but he's falling off. He's getting older. Tony Parker's getting older. So what I'm getting to is LeBron's always going to affect the game in more ways, and he always has a chance to always be, and he's always the best player. And I think with me, this solidified more of saying, LeBron, when you want to be the man, nobody really can do anything about it. I mean, and that's kind of what I was looking in the series. Now, get to Kyrie. Okay, LeBron, Kyrie Irving, they had the chance to play Cleveland without Kyrie last year. I was telling Jay earlier, I said, I'm looking back at the stats. I got my stats pulled up, and I said, LeBron averaged 36 points, 13 boards, and 9 assists last year. This year, he averaged 30, 11, and 9 in the finals. The second leading scorer last year was Mozgov at 15 points, and this year, Kyrie at 27. So Kyrie was only 3 points behind him, hit the game-winning shot, but yet we know who the leader of the team is, but there's no way, just like with Wade and just like with Kyrie, you're going to need a little bit of help, and he got that help from Kyrie. So no doubt that he still put up great numbers, but the help coming from Kyrie made it a lot easier. And I just think when I look back at Curry, Curry fell off. All the criticism, he didn't play as well. Throw it at him. He's throwing the ball out of bounds behind his back. All this craziness. I'm sitting there watching the game like, dude, you're not making this case any easier for yourself doing all this, all those turnovers. But he still wound up leading the team in scoring and was on second in assists. So really, it was a team effort, them losing. But Cavs played defense, man. That's what happened. Golden State didn't see defense, didn't see that physicality, that physicalness all year long until they got to Oklahoma City. And Oklahoma City beat them up, and they was fortunate to get out of that series. And then they went up against the Cavs, and all Ty Lue did is take this, okay, you're going to play small, we're going to play big, and we're going to beat you up. And they just ran out of, I think they just ran out of gas. They're jump shooters. They ran out of gas. So a couple things. A couple things I'd say in response. Then I'll let Mr. Simmons have the floor because he deserves the floor after nearly a century, I guess, without a title. He was born in misery. It's okay.
But So I would say, with regards to your point on point guards being to impact the game on defense, I don't have the stats in front of me. I can only go by the eye test, and I guess when I think back and I look at guards like Gary Payton, who was a point guard, he had an impact on defense. Granted, it's a different game today.
Thank you. I was about to say, I know you know that. Yeah.
You had guys like Derek Harper. You had guards like Ron Harper, who wasn't a point guard. But you had guards that can impact the game on defense. And I guess with the open style of play, it can happen less so. But there's still a certain, I would say, I still think there's a certain skill involved in being able to guard a man and say, I have responsibility over that man. And I think Kyrie took that challenge, despite the fact that, granted, on defense, there were a lot of times when Steph Curry was forced to switch off on people like LeBron that he obviously can't guard.
We're going to get to that in a second, too.
But even Kyrie, there's a difference between not being able to impact the game on defense and actively having players say, I need you to guard me because I think it's a favorable matchup every time Steph Curry is guarding me. Because that could have been the same thing that could have happened on the opposite end, where they could have been running pick and rolls to make sure that Kyrie Irving is one-on-one with a guy like Steph Curry or with Klay Thompson or with Draymond Green, etc. But they didn't do that because I don't think they had they didn't view Kyrie as much of a defensive liability as both OKC as well as Cleveland viewed Steph Curry as a defensive liability. They just went at him. And they just said, we're going to get you to guard our two best players. You're going to have to be forced to do something. And I believe, not the refs trying to cheat him, but I believe that's the reason why Steph Curry was in foul trouble the majority of the series, is because he's a guy that reaches. He doesn't play defense with his feet. He does a lot of reaching and playing with his hands as opposed to moving his feet and things of that nature.
I agree.
So I agree with you that guards can affect the game defensively like they used to. So on the second point about Kyrie providing help, absolutely. You can't win a championship. I don't think anybody's won a championship in history without having a legitimate number two guy that can provide offense, provide an impact, be able to provide an impact on the game. But as far as Steph Curry being the second leading scorer and they lost as a team, nah. I agree. I'm saying
he led the team. What I'm saying is he still led the team in scoring. It's not like somebody else stepped up and made him shine below them. It's just that the entire team got beat. Like everybody on that team played below their standards.
But there's a reason why.
I mean, yeah. Go ahead.
But it's because of his play is the reason why the others couldn't meet up to the standard that they had during the regular season. They build their offense around him being able to space the floor and for him to be able to hit shots. So if he's not hitting shots and the defense is tighter, it's going to make it tougher for everybody else to score. Now, the one point that you made that I disagree with is you were talking about how Cleveland went big and they beat them up. They didn't go big. They had LeBron playing the 4 for the majority of the times when they were having these big runs.
Well, LeBron's big.
No, Draymond Green is big.
No,
Draymond Green is big.
But I know what you're saying. I guess what I'm saying is that at times they would play bigger, and Golden State's best team, they go small. LeBron's best team actually were the big when they had Thompson and when they had Thompson in, and Thompson was beating that small team up.
Yeah, but
so that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I mean, that's all you need. You only need. What I'm saying, all you need is one person to be the bruiser. Draymond Green honestly didn't play to his standards either, regardless of getting suspended or not. He led the team in assists this year and wasn't even close to that in the series.
Yeah. What I'll say about Cleveland playing big, and then I'll finish. So Cleveland, their most effective lineup, their bigs are Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson. Those are their bigs. They start at the 4 and 5. Mm-hmm. But when they had Kevin Love on the bench and had Richard Jefferson coming off the bench, they had Tristan Thompson at the 5 and had LeBron James at the 4. That was the most effective lineup that they had. So they didn't go with their biggest lineup. They went with a small lineup for Cleveland, and they were still able to beat Golden State. And the reason, in my opinion, that they were able to do it is they were able to expose Steph on defense.
Bottom
So that
line.
was my opinion. And I think that hurt him. I think that hurt his ability to be able to hit shots and make jumpers.
Okay. Jason, hey, D Nash, welcome to the panel, babe. What's up, man?
Hey, Dwayne.
What's up? Is you talking?
Hey, I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, hear me?
You're breaking up.
You're breaking
That
up.
You guys hear me?
That sounds like it.
Independence
Day right
I
there.
was talking
You figure it out.
Oh yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah,
we can hear you now. We're gonna get to you in a second, man. I'm gonna give my boy Jason. I'm gonna give my boy Jason the floor since he's the true Cleveland fan, miseries, keeps company fan. Couldn't make the parade today, so I'm gonna let him have the floor and get it in before we start throwing darts. And I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Jay. Do your thing, man.
So
The true fan.
just so y'all know, wanted to wear the old school Cavs. That's that for real fan right there. That's that
Like
Mark Price, Brad
I'm about to
Doherty.
say, looking like a Mark Price, looking like Mark
Elo.
Price up in here.
That-
Trick Elo,
This ain't no
Hot
Bam,
Rod Williams.
Rod Williams, Ron Harper, Bobby Fields before he was Charlotte
Bobby
Hornets. Bobby Fields,
Bobby
Terrell Brandon,
Brandon.
This is for you, baby.
John Battle. John Battle before he was Regina Bell's husband.
Brad Doherty. This is for you, Brad Doherty.
I'm trying to tell you, this is those for
Larry
real
Nance.
Cavs fans.
Larry Nance. This is for you, baby.
I'm telling you, this is for those for real Cavs fans. So
And Bobby
I didn't-
Fields.
That Shadow. The Shadow
Yeah.
Elo fans. Shadow Elo.
Yep, I'm trying to tell you. So I was gonna wear the most recent Cavs logo T-shirt.
No.
And was like, no, I'm gonna remind y'all, let you know how far back my
The
fandom
blue and orange,
goes.
baby. The blue and orange.
So, but the curse is
We
over.
appreciate your fan legitimacy.
Hey, just wanted to let y'all know. So I'm the curse is over. 36 years of my life, and 52 in all is now broken. Man,
Are you okay, man? I mean, are you okay?
Yeah,
I mean,
ain't
the
even-
bottle's
ain't
still
even-
popping in there. I hear pop. I mean,
ain't-
the baby
ain't
bottle.
even-
I know it's
ain't
popping,
even-
but there's other bottle popping.
right? Ain't even sunk in yet. So at least my children were born into a championship. Goodness gracious. Goodness.
Say, Jay,
At least my dad saw a championship at 64, but I had seen nothing. But my babies at least had a champion, born into a championship. Their president is black, and they done seen the Cavs win a title. They done lived a full life. What a life! What a life!
oh man, on Father's Day, Jay.
On Father's Day.
On
Oh
Father's
my
Day.
Did you
God!
grab the pillow and hold the pillow like Jordan and fall to the ground?
I was standing up holding my youngest.
I'm
Just
glad you
in
didn't
the
toss
air,
the
just-
baby in celebration.
I know. My wife was like, "Don't you drop my child."
Because she already knew.
Yep. So
I'm surprised she let you hold her. I'd have been like, hey, I'm going to hold on to the baby.
hey,
you
we
do what you
started
need to do.
we started doing better. I gotta hold her every playoff series now, every game now.
Jay, I
So-
just thought about that, Jay. So April with LeBron got the Miami titles, and then you got one with Cleveland. So your whole household is over the
Man,
last few years and had some. Okay.
we're serious LeBron fans up in this house. But April, she's more a D Wade fan than a LeBron fan. But I'm
Don't let it
still
hit the news, man.
speechless. I'm still speechless. They didn't know how to act at the parade today. One
And
and a half million people. I didn't saw
people
everybody.
coming from different states claiming they're
Oh.
Cleveland fans.
Everybody in
Cats from
Sandusky.
Arizona, cats from Kansas.
Everybody in
Yeah.
Sandusky drove over. I'm surprised Steve Offer didn't drive over from Fort Wayne. Anybody from Ohio drove over to that parade, and it's been fantastic. I took my Cavs shirt, the new logo Cavs shirt, draped it over my cube wall, and acting a fool. But this has been one of the weirdest, most fulfilling. Just seeing them talking about Cavs on SportsCenter in the positive light
Hey.
over and over again. So I'm just glad. I'm glad the team did it. You know, despite all the back and forth and whatever with Lanice and everybody on Facebook or whatever, it's all love there. It is much love there.
It's
But
all love.
I don't hate Steph Curry. And
What do you got to do with this?
Who said you hated Steph Curry?
I'm just saying, some people may think I hate Steph Curry. And it's like, nah. I mean, honestly, it's
he
that.
lost.
Honestly, it was poor. It was sad because Steve Kerr wore this Cavs jersey too. Remember that? He
Oh.
was originally drafted by the Cavs.
Steve Kerr.
Backup. He was Mark Price's backup.
He was Mark Price's backup. Yep.
But anyway, I'm happy for LeBron. He done united the city. I know the Indians are in first place.
Don't
I
do
know
it,
people.
Jay. Ride this.
Hold on. I got
Ride
I'm not relying upon
Ride
the
this right
Indians.
through football season or right
I'm not relying upon the Indians. Believe me. Don't even think I'm getting hype on the Browns now. I'm not hype on the Browns either. We just I get 8-8. I just want 8-8. Give me 8-8 for the Browns. I'll be fine with that. RG3 make it through 16 games and 8-8. I'll take that.
Yeah. So yeah.
But I think that
you got your mic. I'm trying to see if Dwayne, you got your mic fixed, man. You all right? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh no.
Yeah, the mic is the connection. Maybe log in and log out and log back in real quick.
We'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm hyped, man. But you know what's sad is that people are already talking about who we're gonna trade, and I'm like, golly.
Oh, Kevin Love.
Can we just keep everybody, and just see, let's not
Kevin Love is out there.
ruin all the. We're gonna ruin all the. Let's just let the voodoo from Jobu just ride through.
LeBron ain't going to nobody's L.A. He is not.
I'm not worried about LeBron.
He ain't leaving the East.
I'm not worried about LeBron.
He ain't dumb. Tory, come on now. He ain't leaving
Well,
the
they
East.
might not leave the East.
Go
They
ahead,
might leave
Denise.
Cleveland.
I think it's the Kevin Love. I think it's the Kevin Love talk.
That's it. That's what you got right there. You can get rid of Kevin. Well, let me not say get rid of. You go ahead and get a couple of picks or something from him. Boston got a lot of picks out there. Boston got a lot of picks. Hey,
but I heard y'all points today, so far tonight, and I heard that, Curry got on Irvin Island and was like, oh, I don't know.
Everybody on Irvin Island was like that. Man, Kyrie Irving was killing everybody.
He was balling against Klay Thompson, who got him beat by about 4 or 5 inches. I mean, Kyrie Irving really just broke through with this series. We're used to LeBron. We're used to him doing things. So, I mean, it's still amazing for him to lead the stats for both teams. But at the same time, is that Kyrie, to me, and Tory sent a text saying he has arrived, and it's like he's been waiting for this since last year. When if he didn't break his kneecap last year, dude, I have a strong feeling he has been like, I cannot wait to get this dude. And they didn't do that the first 2 games, but the last game
he averaged 20. He scored 23 points in game 1. People tend to forget that. I got stats, Tory. I got them up.
Right.
I see you got
23
ready.
And when I look back at that, I said to myself, Kyrie, he, like you said, he was. What did I text you? I said he is hungry.
Last year, Kyrie Irving was the reason that game 1 went to overtime.
Yes, Kyrie played well the whole final series.
He's the reason that game 1 went to overtime was Kyrie Irving.
The only thing Kyrie Irving needs to do right now, if he can continue or find that extra desire to sit down and play defense the way we were just talking about with Joe Dumars, Derek Harper, back in the day when we were watching it, the old school rules when it was like, you guard your man. I lock my man up.
Nobody does that anymore.
Nobody does that.
But nobody does that anymore, Jason. So you can't all of a sudden expect him to do what nobody else in the league is doing.
You looking for
nobody else is required to do in the NBA.
You can play zone now, so you play passing games.
That's not their mental makeup.
League and steals and stuff. But I mean, I just think that Kyrie, to me, showed he could play better defense than he does through an 82-game season in the finals. And you're supposed to step your game up, but I would want. But my thing is that one thing, Lord knows, over the years, my hate for Jordan turned to respect. And one thing I got to give MJ respect is that he played later in his career. He played full seasons and played the whole. Think about it. How much of the game did he play? He wasn't sitting down early. He was
NBA, man.
So,
you know that.
But he guarded the best player. A lot of the things that Tori used to tell me back in college that I used to hate, it was respect because I see respect because it's just like, yeah, he did that. But like we said, new NBA, and I was telling the guy at work, LeBron's just not mad. The cats aren't mad. Cats aren't mad like they used to be. I would say Kobe and Westbrook are the last two cats that have just play angry, internal fire. Maybe even Draymond, but even with him, man, I would actually say Joakim Noah plays more angry, but he has to just get healthy.
Yeah. Well, I can to that point. I'm just glad when I saw LeBron get those blocks and I saw him and Curry getting into it. That threw me back about 10 years.
And that's what I'm saying.
Threw me back about 10, 15 years. I was like, thank you. I was like, can I get a little bit more of that, please?
Can we get a little bit more of that throughout the
All Cavs fans were saying the same thing. All Cavs fans were like, play angry, LeBron.
But it's not just about LeBron. It's about the nature of the game.
It's about the league. It's about the entire league.
I'm going to sit down. I'm going to sit out this game. I'm going to take a break these 2 games.
I don't really watch. That's why nobody watches the NBA anymore until the playoffs, because that's when dudes start playing for real. Because number one, the season's too long, so the first half of the season really doesn't even count. Nobody starts playing for real until after the All-Star break. The first half, everybody's all happy, they're hunky-dory, they throwing up the peace sign, everybody's having good times. I mean, we're on the yachts and chilling with our friends and boats and smoking stogies. I mean, it's good times and love. Nobody, I'm like, y'all are BFFs for real? Why?
Oh yeah. I'm sure Dwayne Wade hit LeBron up. It's like, yo, I'm about to pose in this body issue. Tell me if you like this pose.
Right.
So LeBron was liking it.
Look,
you showing up at the game.
Well done, Dwayne Wade. Well done, Dwayne Wade.
We probably talking about that. You know what? Hey, D-Man, Nash, you back, man. Your mic good, man.
You right on time, because Lord knows they were commenting about this thing.
Hey, I'm just saying. Shout out to D Wade for getting the body issue. But yeah, dudes are way too it's a softer, kinder, gentler league, and dudes. But I will say, because people are always like, I hate on LeBron, and I do.
You do.
And I do.
Thank you for.
But one of the reasons that I've always been frustrated with LeBron is because whereas everybody is always like, oh, he's the greatest, he's the best, he's this, that, and the other, and there were so many things in his game where I'm like, no, because he's not a closer. He always dishes. He passes off at the end. He doesn't play angry. He doesn't have a heart or the head to be the greatest in the league because he cares what people think. The greats don't. Jordan, Kobe, Magic, all of them dudes, they didn't care. Kobe Bryant still doesn't care. He's retired, and if you saw Kobe in the street and told him you could play better, wooden leg in a kickstand, Kobe Bryant would D you up on asphalt and be like, let's go right now, and try to shoot you out the park. That's
you know what I think?
And so Russell, I was like, LeBron James always frustrated me with that because, yes, size-wise, athleticism, all of that, clearly you can look and see he clearly could be the absolute best in the league and the best on the floor at all times, and he didn't have the heart and stomach for it. That frustrated me more than anything about LeBron James. And then in this series, he turned into some sort of pseudo kind of sort of trying to be this tough guy, which was even more frustrating because I was like, oh, now you're a tough guy. So you're going to start throwing dudes down and putting your dick on people's necks. And all of a sudden, you that dude.
And then he blocks a guy that's 6'3", 180 pounds.
I don't care.
And stares him down.
I don't care. He should have threw it up. He should have came up in there.
You mean he blocked the NBA MVP? He blocked the NBA MVP. That's what we blocked.
Like,
unanimous.
Like he turned
he blocked Mr. Unanimous.
Like, all of a sudden he's throwing
y'all
dudes
go.
down and stuff, and I was
There
like,
y'all
dude,
go.
stop it. Like you're doing the most with the absolute least right now.
But
So-
for real, do we? But for real quick, do we sound like get off our lawn right now talking about old NBA? New NBA? Are we old? Because I feel like we're on here. I'm about to be Oscar Robinson in a second. I feel like I'm about to be Oscar Robinson in a second.
Before I let D-Nash get up in here and get some take on this, like I said, I told you, Jay and Tori, that is a different NBA. I don't remember Charles Barkley looking for a switch to get a guard on him so he could take him in the post. I don't remember,
I need to watch the Dream
I don't
Team.
remember
I need to watch the Dream
I
Team
don't
movie
remember
again.
Iverson looking for a switch to get a power forward on him so he could take him to the rack.
He was like, I'm going to. They were like, I'm going to the rack, and if you get in front of me, I'm knocking you down.
Even Isaiah Thomas was trying to guard Magic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Isaiah Thomas was fighting big man.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. And oh, by the way, just a real quick note just to y'all about this whole Iguodala thing. I'm back on my stats up here. Joe Dumars actually was the MVP and won in the finals, and arguably Isaiah Thomas was still the best player on the team. It happens, guys. It happens. It's bogus. Y'all know it was bogus for him to be MVP last year. Come on.
I would agree with that. Who is you gonna give it to?
Right, but who else?
Let's see. Steph Curry averaged 24-7 during the season, 28-6 in the playoffs, and 26-6 in the finals. But yet,
what did he shoot? He shot 40%.
He
Less than
shot.
that,
I got the stats right here. He shot 40%.
That's
40.
terrible.
When you're looking for, okay, but here's the thing,
But
Keith.
Iguodala?
But that's like
You're
Colin
going
Cowherd.
for-
He, you
Colin
can't
Cowherd
look at his
talks about
scoring. You
empty-
can't look at
Colin
his
Cowherd
scoring.
says empty points
You
and
can't look at
meaningful
his scoring.
points.
He gets more shots. He gets more shots.
Yeah.
You can't look at his scoring.
Exactly. And on top
If
of that,
Cleveland would have won last year, LeBron would have been the MVP, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
And he took the same amount of shots and shot 38%.
Yeah, but he also led all the teams in boards, assists, blocks, or steals. I'm sure he was similar last year.
I'm sorry he had to be
Well,
Tracy McGrady.
But
That's
here's
not my
the
fault.
thing. But Pete, here's the thing. When you get to the Iguodala thing, when folks look at the Iguodala thing,
16 points a game and he shot
back up,
35%.
when you get off the points, when you get off the 16 points, and just
Yes,
listen.
get off the points. Get off the
Okay.
points.
Go ahead, get off the points.
Okay, but sometimes when you were looking at most valuable player, you got to go and by the way, again, it's the series, not what he did for the whole season.
Understood.
It was for the series,
Okay.
and what he did in that series, hands down, was beneficial for his team as far as the guarding, the blocking, and making LeBron, because what he did, he wreaked havoc on LeBron. And that was beneficial and crucial to that series and the Warriors getting that win. That made him most valuable player. It
Agreed.
was the intangibles. It was the
35
intangibles
Steph
that
Steph Curry wreaked havoc.
And
Steph Curry wreaked havoc on Matthew Dellavedova.
Hey, Dwayne Nash is muted.
Steph Curry,
Hey,
he
Dwayne got
struggled
muted.
against Matthew Dellavedova in the series.
Who got Dwayne
Right.
muted?
Right,
Let me take
because
him on
again,
mute.
yeah,
Did he mute himself?
I think he
don't
muted
know.
himself.
I don't know.
Dwayne,
He
did you
muted
mute
Y'all
yourself?
really abiding to the
He
fact
fell
that
off.
gone
He
again.
fell off.
I'm not saying here telling you that LeBron,
Iguodala was
35
his
points a
intangibles
game.
made him the MVP last year.
I'm
His
saying,
intangibles.
but what I'm talking about is it to me, they're gonna pick and choose who they want. It looked really good what he was doing to LeBron. So what's the argument to not say that Kyrie Irving hit the game-winning shot, averaged 27 a game?
I said Kyrie should have been MVP.
So my point to you is, don't sit here and say because Curry wasn't picked that all of a sudden let LeBron. I'm like, LeBron shouldn't have been the MVP in my opinion. But they're not going to do that.
All
They're
right, I
not
disagree.
gonna do that.
I disagree on that.
I
So
think Kyrie Irving should have been the MVP.
LeBron did the exact same thing he did last year. Exact same thing.
So he didn't do nothing extra
okay,
special.
yeah, he won,
he did
and he
what
won the
he was supposed
championship.
to.
And he
Okay.
won the championship.
And Curry won the championship and still averaged 26 and 6 in the series.
No. The difference between Steph Curry this year versus Steph Curry last year, Steph Curry scored less points per game in the finals than he did the regular season. LeBron upped his averages in the finals this season.
But
That's
I'm
the
trying to
difference.
sit here saying, how you guys going to make the argument if somebody steps up their game and averages? You're using stats. That's what you guys are doing.
Yes,
If you-
but
if
not
you
just
guys-
scoring. But not just scoring stats.
What else you want him to do? His team won the game. His team won the chip last year.
LeBron LeBron impacted.
Did Steph Curry win the championship last year?
He
Yes.
did.
Did he
Again.
lead his team in scoring? Did he lead his team in
Not just
assists?
scoring. LeBron is not just scoring. LeBron is doing more than just scoring.
Steph wasn't.
Y'all keep trying to get on Steph Curry about not being an MVP and not stepping up. The man upped his stats in the finals last year. Regardless of all that crap about Dellavedova and what Iguodala was doing to LeBron supposedly.
But the only thing that he stepped
You
up.
say supposedly
Okay.
like you didn't watch that series.
I watched the
Exactly.
series, but I'm sitting here looking right now at 30,
I didn't see that series.
36, 13, and 9. 36, 13. Y'all are using stats.
They lost.
36,
They
13,
lost.
And they lost.
That's
Yes.
Tori. Tori's giving you the stats on that.
So Iguodala
However.
was the MVP. Okay, guys. All right.
Are you saying you want to give an MVP to the loser?
No, what I'm
I
saying
am.
is you can't.
I think LeBron was the MVP last season.
No,
Thank you.
we're not giving the
If
MVP
that's the
trophy
case-
to losers.
If
Jerry
that's the
West got
case,
You
one.
gotta win. We're not giving
Jerry
the
West
MVP
got
trophy
one.
to losers.
Jerry West got one.
Jerry West got one. I think LeBron was the
Can
exception last
we
year.
give examples of when we was actually alive? Can we give those examples?
Right.
I think the precedent's been set that you have to actually win since we've been alive. So let's use that as the standard.
We're not passing out trophies to
If
them
that
that
was
don't
the,
win.
if that was the
Okay,
standard,
stop
Right,
right
get up in here, man.
right now, we done did what everybody else didn't do. So it doesn't matter.
I'm aware that, you know, this is the trophy generation and everybody gets one just for showing up. But damn it, this is not the Oscars. It's not an honor just to be nominated. You need to win, okay? You need to win.
Dwayne, you got your mic together, man.
Dwayne, go ahead, man.
Is he connected?
Uh-oh.
I just heard him.
I know, like 2 seconds ago.
His connection. I don't know. Is his connection good?
It
bro?
might be his
Are
connection.
you working off a Dwayne? You working off a phone or are you on a laptop?
Yeah, his connection is.
You need to get on a laptop. Don't use a phone.
Yeah, does he have
All
that?
right, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
There you go.
Hey, I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna try to get on
There,
the
no,
laptop.
no, we hear you
I'm
now.
ready.
We hear you now. We hear you now.
We can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Agree with the whole thing of
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Hold up, dude. Yeah, you breaking up. Maybe try to do the laptop, man, if you got one. Get on. Yeah, the phone. I don't know what's going on.
Put your phone on wireless.
Mm-mm.
Damn, he breaking up.
Yeah, bad.
Put your phone on wireless if you can.
Oh, it's on. Oh, he gonna go get the laptop.
But I
Anyway.
think that
All I'm saying is every time
Since
y'all
we-
keep bringing up the fact that Curry wasn't the MVP last year, I'm just gonna keep saying to myself, don't bring up that fact. Just stay with this year, because if you bring up that fact, then I'm gonna bring up the fact that his stats was better in the finals, and he still
And he
didn't get
lost. And he
No,
lost.
I'm talking about last year, Tori.
Yes, he
Jason,
lost last year.
Jason, no, Steph Curry didn't lose last year. I'm talking about last
okay.
year.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is it's.
But you
Jason
talking about
always keep
scoring.
bringing-
So
and
listen-
When Iguodala got it because of the intangibles, it was the total package, everything that he
And
did.
that's
You
understood.
can't just talk about
Okay.
scoring.
Okay,
You can't just talk about scoring.
intangibles. There's a
You
lot
saying-
of people on the Cavs that did intangibles.
No,
My point
no.
is, you can't keep bringing up, well, you know what? Steph Curry wasn't even the MVP of his own when he won the championship, but LeBron is, and everybody's making that argument, and I'm sitting there going,
Hey.
it's not my fault they chose Iguodala over him.
Hey,
Your-
first of all, I said Kyrie Irving should have been the MVP for the series. I already said that. So I'm
I
not
don't
making
think-
a LeBron James argument. I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm making an argument on why I'm okay with Iggy having the MVP for last year.
I'm not gonna rehash last year. We can move
No,
on.
we can move on to last
I'm
year.
gonna say, but
Just
Andre
people on the
Iguodala.
panel stop bringing up that last year stuff. Certain
I'm gonna
people
bring
with
it up.
Cavs
I'm
shirts.
gonna bring it up again.
You can bring it up all you want.
'Cause this-
50
because
points
this
from the
isn't
free throw
finalized.
line, and LeBron still scored 35 points. You can bring it up. I can 36 points. I can look at it right here all day long.
LeBron
And
lost.
gave it to him.
They had to
LeBron
give it to
lost
somebody
last year.
last
I'm not
year. They
talking
had to
about
just figure out
LeBron. I'm talking
something.
about the fact that they gave it to Curry over Iguodala, and Curry still led the team in scoring and assists, and he upped his average in the final. That's
But
what
nobody-
I'm talking about. And
Well,
they
can
still
we talk
gave it.
about how Curry
Nobody
couldn't
was
shoot
talking
himself
about-
out of the shooter slump? He was a shooter that was in the
this
shooter
year-
slump that
this
did not
year
shoot
was
himself out of the
absolutely
shooter slump in this
This year he had-
series.
This year this year he was terrible. All the criticism.
I was like, dog, you the only
to
shooter
pour it
I know
on
that
this
can't
year.
shoot yourself out of the slump, and he didn't start trying to shoot himself out of the slump until game
Oh,
7.
you got the
Hey,
laptop.
man.
And it wasn't even about just shooting. I'm gonna let D Nash go. That man did not play good point guard. He was throwing the
He
ball
did
all over the
not.
place, turning the
He
ball
was
over,
turning the ball
pouring it
everywhere.
on. All the criticism on Steph Curry this year, pour it on him because he deserves all of it. He know he played crappy.
Hey, man, every
D-Nash,
time
get in here, man.
I kept yelling so many times, "You're killing me, Smalls," as I was watching these games. He was wearing me out.
Killing me, Smalls. You're killing me,
Killing me,
Smalls.
Smalls.
All right, everybody, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Clear. Clear.
All right, bro. What you got, man? What's your take on this whole thing, man? You hear us over here arguing back and forth about a bunch of craziness.
Oh my God, man, it's been so much. First and foremost, I'm glad you guys missed me earlier without my shirt on. You know, I was trying to give tribute to both J.R. Smith and to Vince Wilfork. You know, just walking around here topless today. But God, man, please don't rely on Brittle Bob to get you 8 and 8. First of all, that. Secondly, in terms of a player on a losing team winning an MVP award, give it to him. If he's the most, the thing is, it's the most valuable player award. It's not the best player on the best team, most valuable. And when you just happen to be leading all categories on for both teams within the series, that makes you, in my opinion, the most. Speaking of which, in terms of stats being a little skewed, yeah, Steph had a decent series last year, but it just happened to be one of them situations where he had a couple of big games that kind of trumped those games where he didn't look Steph-ish last year, in my personal opinion. If that makes any sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
I think it happens all the time.
And then for him to escape criticism this year, and then for him to escape criticism this year, where he scored 8 less points than the regular season in the NBA Finals, is baffling to me.
No,
it's baffling.
You can't get away with that this year. There is nothing.
Now, I will ask because I've heard some people that are they caping apart for Steph, and I was like, I love Steph Curry, absolutely love him.
We all like
He was terrible.
Yeah,
But
hey,
there are
Jesus.
some people now, right? Well, okay, easy.
Thank you,
But now, okay, what do y'all?
Neither was King James version.
No,
Anyway.
wait, easy. But now some people were saying they feel like the MCL injury affected his performance.
Oh, don't.
Oh, there we go.
No, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
I'm not giving him
Denise.
that.
Okay.
I'm not giving him that. I'm saying this is what I've heard for people that have caped up super hard for him. I'm asking, what do y'all say about that? That's what I'm asking.
You know what we all
I call
gonna say
Tebow
about
on
that.
that. I call Tebow on that. That's exactly Tebow excuse right there.
Nah, you can't.
Don't do that.
The reality of it
Don't
is,
make
regardless
excuses.
if
If that man
regardless-
stepped on the court, you inside the lines,
Yeah.
case closed.
Yeah, you can sit here and
I feel
know,
good.
even
I'm
if
okay
you know
with
you
it.
got an injury, if you
thought
step
it
on
was
that court.
weird People praise Steph when he has good games, then blame it on the injury when he doesn't play well.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
And that's not helping him. That's not helping him. As long because he ain't saying it, everybody else is saying it. That's not helping him.
Right, and that's
You need-
what
yeah, that's
but
not
to
helping
his
him.
credit,
Just take the
and
loss.
Steve Kerr's credit, none of them have been like, well, he was injured, he was coming off an injury. They've all been like, no, he's fine. He wasn't hurt. Steph said he wasn't hurt. I was just saying that's what I've heard other people say, so that's why I brought it up and I asked. I personally was like, yeah, I don't want to hear all that. If you're on the court, wooden leg in the kickstand, then hey, let's go.
If you decide to step on the
Let's
court,
do
if you
this.
decide to step on the
Yeah.
court, regardless if it is true or not, you decide to step on the court, you gotta perform. You gotta figure it out.
Iguodala.
Superstars figure it out all the time.
Yeah, Iguodala can need a bacchiotomy, as they say, but he was out there trying to guard LeBron.
Yeah.
Not just that, he was playing well in 15 minutes all year long.
What you say? What you say, D?
What'd you say?
Dwayne, what'd you say?
Well, I was saying that he's been playing well in restricted minutes all year long.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nah, we not buying. Nobody's buying. it.
not
Nobody's buying.
I know Draymond Green. I know one thing. I mean, the dude was saying, he basically said, if I played, we would have won. That didn't go well. However, I give him mad props. He balled out that last game. He
tried his
balled
best.
out.
He tried his
He
best.
played the best game. That's why he was sitting in.
Yeah.
I got to give him respect because he sat up there at that press conference, excuse me, and basically, he said at that press conference he was sad they lost, but he was acting the way my dad had told me when you lose. He was like, if you played your best and still lost, then you go up there and you sit up there and just say, hey, look, we lost. It is what it is. I give all my heart, effort, and it is what it is. You know, he may feel bad behind closed doors, you know, by himself and be like, man, I was acting a fool all the way up until then. Because I look at it as, should they have suspended him for what happened in the finals? No. But they were making up for Oklahoma City. So
And
it came back to get him. And he had to know he had to stay on the straight and narrow path. And what he will realize is that he's getting taken out of his game if he has to worry about that. It's no different than Rasheed Wallace. I mean, basically Rasheed Wallace, we remember him, straight technicals every
Now
game.
we remember him.
come on, we remember him.
Everybody played hard.
We ain't
Right.
got no law. We
I
remember
know,
him.
we're not that old.
We
I love
lost.
Rasheed
Everybody
Wallace.
played hard. We lost. Everybody played hard.
Everybody played hard. Everybody played hard.
Right. So I mean, it to me, I'm like, I got to give Draymond credit. He was just like, man, we're gonna be back next year. You know, we gonna come back. You know, yeah, I feel bad, but it is what it is.
Can we
you
talk
know?
about the y'all talk about unanimous decision, 30 points a game, MVP. Can we talk about the true bogus award this year? Steve Kerr getting Coach of the Year, and how he let Tyronn Lue at times outcoach the hell out of him. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I know Tyronn Lue's got skills, but if you're supposed to be the Coach of the Year, you're supposed to figure this out. I mean, I know LeBron is that dude, but you're supposed to figure it out. Like, it's certain times I was watching the game, like, why do they keep switching? Why do they keep doing this? And they just kept doing stuff that wasn't working.
Well, what you know what's funny is
Why you let Tyronn Lue go one-on-one? Get the ball out of his hands. Let
Well,
Tristan
but
Thompson
here's
shoot
the
some
thing,
jump
though.
shots.
Pops in the
But
tape last year
here's
was
the
like,
other
I'm gonna
thing.
do whatever is
How do
opposite
you
of
not
that.
but how do you not let Steph Curry, because they're their best when Steph Curry is bringing the ball up the court.
No, I disagree with that.
They're at that in ball movement because when Steph is bringing the ball up the court,
As soon as he's going to pick and roll, they double team him, Lenise. They're better at when Draymond brings it up, they're better to have him off the ball. That's what I'm telling you. They were double teaming that man off the pick and roll. He was making bad decisions and forcing shots instead of letting him come out. They didn't do anything different all year long.
But generally, when he's bringing the ball up, it stretches the defense because you can't. Because when he wasn't, then they were doubling. They were ready for doubling him all the way up there already because they weren't leaving anybody back to cover the dude coming down the court with the ball. When Steph brings the ball up, they leave somebody back on defense, and then you got a man on everybody. And with all those shooters, then it's easier because then it's just like basically man-to-man coverage.
But Lenise, but that means Steve Kerr's got to say, if we're better off having Draymond bring the ball up, that means it's coaching to say, I need a double screen. You need to run that man down the baseline, set up a double screen, get Steph an open shot, or at least get him in triple threat.
The Cavs play hella deep. Don't get it twisted. They did some things, some teams, and they got physical.
But Steve Kerr, first of all, he let a lot of times. I was like, "Hey man, because you call this timeout because you letting these runs go entirely to."
LeBron's like dunked on you 8-9 times and blocked 15 shots.
I was like, "Hey man,
get a 20 up in here somewhere." Kyrie is on fire. He's on control mode. He's gonna turn on.
No, all they doing is dunking. Hey, anybody want to call a timeout and stop this? No, you just gonna sit there like.
Hey Jay, you know when Tristan Thompson get hyped, you know you got to call a timeout.
When Tristan Thompson
you know when he get hyped, it's like, wait a minute. Oh, Tristan Thompson got off? He shooting jump shots? Stop out.
I was about to say, I'm going to leave Tristan Thompson alone.
You got to leave him alone, Jay. You got to leave him alone.
He played hard.
You got to leave him alone.
He even hit a couple jumpers.
Because Tori, you know he would get on Tristan Thompson like he was the scum of the earth.
Nah, I hit him with a couple texts during the series. I was like, listen, the Tristan Thompson talk got to stop.
You gotta stop right now.
I left him alone. I give Tristan his props. He stepped up. He was guarding Steph. Steph was like, this dude's still with me? He's still with me?
Hold
You
on.
know,
By the
Steph
way,
is just like, oh, I gotta pass off.
by the
This
way,
man's still
Jay.
guard.
Yeah.
And by the way, J.R. Smith averaged a quiet 11 points, and so
Very.
you can't even get.
Let me
You
get
can't,
back.
what I'm saying
Let
is
me
you
get-
can't even get on J.R. Smith because he
He
did what they.
balled out the last game.
But-
The
Let me
get
last
back on the
game,
Steph
he
thing.
single-handedly
But-
brought it back.
Oh, what'd you say, Tori? Go ahead.
Let me get back on it. I just want to make a couple points about the Steph and the Kyrie thing. So, and about what Lanice was talking about the way that they run their offense and stretching the floor and what you can do with Steph. I think Steph got exposed in two ways. One, he got exposed. The point that you made about Tristan Thompson, oh, he's still here, and Kevin Love, oh, he's still here. Me and my wife was arguing about who got the better handle, Kyrie Irving or Steph Curry.
There's no
And I think-
argument.
I think this series has kind of put the nail in the coffin on who's the winner of that. The fact that Steph has
No. First and foremost,
the fact that he got big men that he can't get past with the dribble, that ain't happening with Kyrie. Kyrie is in the paint all day against these bigs.
Go ahead, Dwayne. What do you say?
but the fact that you're capable of having this argument with your wife is a beautiful thing.
Oh no! Just
His
so
wife is
you
a
know,
baller. His
just
wife
so
balled
D,
out.
just so
Tori's
you know,
wife
D,
balled
my
out.
wife is a basketball coach.
He's
So
a
I got
basketball
that.
coach,
My wife
dog.
is a basketball coach.
He
His
played
wife
ball,
balled
and
out.
he
His
played
wife balled
ball.
out
So,
in college, too.
but the point on Tori, before you go on, I'm sorry to say this, and anybody out there watching, as much as I actually admire and love Steph Curry's game, he ain't got nothing on Kyrie's handles. Are
No,
you kidding
Kyrie,
me?
Hey,
Kyrie is
That
moving
was
forward.
never an argument for me.
Kyrie is moving
Are
forward
you
with his handles.
Dude,
Steph is going
Preaching
side
choir.
to side and backwards.
I showed.
Okay, so that's
go
the
ahead.
second point. So that's the second point that I wanted to make about why I think that Steph got exposed is because if you take away the three, which is obviously what they wanted to do by double teaming him
Right.
off of all screens
Right.
and double teaming off of pick and roll,
Right.
he was exposed as a guy that when he gets to the basket now,
There
all
you
during the
go.
regular season.
There you go,
All
Tori.
during the
Keep
regular
it-
season,
preach,
I've seen
preach.
Steph make floaters. I've seen him do shots high off
I
the
don't know.
glass and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's every now and then.
There
When
you
they
go.
forced him to have a steady diet of being in the paint and trying to finish,
He
he
not
couldn't do it.
Iverson. He not
And he
Iverson.
And it wasn't. And you know what,
No,
Tori?
I think
It
he got
wasn't just
exposed.
him. But it wasn't just him too.
No.
Jason and I was on the phone. Klay Thompson got an open layup. This dude turns around,
Yeah.
runs to the line, and shoots a jump shot.
That's
I'm
when y'all brainwashed.
Did
That's
y'all
when you
not
were-
see that? Y'all will know
Yes.
exactly
It
what
was
player
horrible.
Yes.
I couldn't
Jason
believe
was
it.
I
in
was
mid
like-
cities. Jason was in mid cities. Jason was like, "But did he just do that?" I was like,
Yeah.
"What's that?"
That's
So
when
Tori,
you
your
are.
point is well taken, but I'm saying it goes even beyond all those shooters.
Right.
These guys are not fit. They weren't finishers. They couldn't finish. They just weren't. They don't have the mentality. I don't
Speaking
know
of-
where. I don't know
speaking
what
of-
happened.
speaking of
Some
bad shooting,
mentality, man.
Speaking of bad shooting, Carolina fans, Harrison
God.
Barnes. Oh, this dude can
I'm
What
about,
happened
talk
to
about
him?
not mad. Talk
y'all can
about
have the rest of
not
this stuff. I don't even want to hear this. All
Talk
right.
about not upset. Talk about no fire. If I'm Harrison Barnes, I'm not shooting that much.
He looked like
going
John
to
Starks. He went John Starks.
Yeah,
in
He
that
went
final.
straight
and I'm
John
like, why
Yeah.
are you not? And the thing is, he is as big as LeBron. Why are you not going to the hoop?
Nah, he ain't that big.
No, he ain't that big, Jay. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. LeBron.
Okay, he look okay. I'll take that
But-
back.
but
But
the
still,
point
you
is-
got to go to the rack. You got to go to the
But
rack.
he's about
He's
6'7".
bigger
Dunk
He's
out of
bigger than
frustration.
Mo.
Just go dunk on frustration.
You know what he should do? You know what he should do? He
Just
should have been
try.
like dunking after fouls were called. Just go take the ball and just go dunk it, just to get some aggression or something. Because he was.
Because I was just like, you just gonna they were
Struggling.
leaving him open. And if I were him, I would have been like, you know what? I have to at least try to finish a contested layup just to see the ball go in the basket. But he refused to. He just but that's when you have a jump shooting team, and you
But
and
that's
if
what I was about
that's
to
what
get
you
to.
preach, and that's their DNA.
It's the DNA. And
Yeah.
Tori, you agree with this, and Dwayne, y'all agree with this point.
Mhm.
The free throw, we don't even have to talk about the free throws because they didn't
you
play in
don't
the
drive
paint.
to the hoop.
Exactly.
The big guys don't play in the paint, so they can't even get those easy points. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like every now and then, think about it. Every now and then, Kyrie will look up. Kyrie go, okay, we up 8. They just went on a 5-0 run. I'm gonna just go to the racket, throw my body around, and I'm still Kyrie, so I still got a chance to hit the shot, even getting hit, and get to the free throw line. And they
True.
didn't have anybody like you were saying, Tori. Steph didn't turn the corner as much as he did during the season, whether the defense was soft, whether it was lacking, you know what I'm saying, or whether he was as aggressive. But he
and they don't even have shot blockers on Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying. The only shot blocker is
Exactly.
LeBron, and he do most of that from behind, chasing cats down. So the
Chasing
point I'm
them
making
down.
is, which was spectacular, and he a couple of crucial plays. But my point is, they didn't have anybody to really turn the corner and put pressure on the defense to get those easy points. So and that affected them. And like
Very
I said,
much so.
yeah, I mean that's the nature. They got beat. They got beat. That's basically what it is.
True.
And to
got
Tori's
beat.
point earlier, the whole aspect of them not taking those drives to the hole and getting those buckets, just seeing the ball go through the bucket, it builds confidence, and that's something that they just refuse to do, especially in crucial moments in the fourth quarter.
Hey,
Yep.
I thought they,
was
I thought they
wondering
were
why they didn't do it.
they supposed to be revolutionizing things, right? At the end of the day, it's like what Tom Jackson says about Super Bowl and playoff football. It's just like running the ball is fundamental. You got to run the ball in football, and in basketball,
At one point in time, you got to
have to. Right, and in basketball, you got to sit down and play some defense. You got to make some stops.
You got to get to the basket.
And get fouls. Yep.
Jump shooting is great, and when you get hot, it looks great. But if you can't get to the basket,
in game 7, there was an 8-minute stretch where nobody scored a basket. Was it
6 minutes, yeah.
And I guarantee you, three-quarters of those shots were jump shots. I guarantee you.
Right, but that's the thing. Cleveland, if Cleveland doesn't,
hey man, this is a little thing I bought, man. I try to massage my
baseball
back. No, man, it's like a little massager, man. I'm old, dude.
Yeah, you say so.
Okay. Okay. Dollar, you see what I'm saying.
Hey, Dollar, I ain't even finished my. I'm sitting we fussing back and forth. I forgot to finish my detox up here, man.
Dollar, we're here. Okay, we're here, Dollar.
Yeah, everybody was like, "What the heck is that?"
Okay.
Oh, y'all. See, that's what you get for looking at Dwayne Wade in that magazine. Terrible.
All I know is I'd rather look at Dwayne Wade than Vince Wilson. Okay? That's what I don't want to see.
Okay, let's get. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I went there.
Somehow we're back on Vince Wilford.
Okay. Hey, so can I put this petition out? I kind of brought this up to Jay, and I think you guys will all agree, everybody out there listening. Can we start banning people that haven't won the championship from covering the NBA Finals? So if you haven't won a championship, I think you shouldn't be able to cover the NBA Finals. The only person that might get a pass is Barkley, but yeah, Reggie Miller, my dude, he got to go. Tracy McGrady, damn sure got to go.
Tracy didn't get one with this. Was he?
No, he left. The Spurs won the 2014. He left in 2013. Got the stats right here. I'm pull them up.
Okay, easy with the right here.
But I'm just saying, I'm getting tired of listening to these cats talk about how, what happens in the final. You never been there. You never won.
Okay.
Reggie Miller did go to a final series.
So then what's your argument of people that never played in the league shouldn't be doing group chats about the finals then?
Hey, that's day. I don't get paid for this, so that's
Doing it for free. It's okay.
What I'm just saying is that when you're listening through and you're listening to the series, if Isaiah Thomas and Kenny Smith and Shaq say something, and then Tracy McGrady turns around and says something that's not quite the same, I might probably roll with those three. I might just take a chance with just rolling with cats.
Nah, I can't do that.
Tracy McGrady was coming out here this year talking about a bunch of mess.
Bruce Bowen got rings. You like listening to Bruce Bowen?
No.
There you go.
No, I didn't think everybody was qualified. I'm just saying the ones that don't have rings.
I take Bruce Bowen over T-Mac, though.
No, I'd rather take T-Mac. And I'd rather take T-Mac. At least Tracy McGrady at least he was a star in the league at one point.
Here's the thing. Tracy, it's not so much that he didn't win a ring. Tracy McGrady's just not good at commentating.
He tried to get a Mitch Richmond ring. Stop it.
Bruce Bowen, he get on Mike and Mike and tried to get on there and promote himself.
I wasn't mad at him either, actually. He was trying to get that Mitch Richmond ring.
Hey, when Tracy McGrady got up there, I was feeling Tracy when he was like, "How you gonna be the unanimous?"
Don't bring it back up. Don't do it.
And you letting role players get? I'm just saying.
Did he make the choice?
I was like,
did the media make the choice?
Did
he make the choice, or did the league make the choice? Come on, Jay.
Honestly,
I ain't listening to him.
I didn't even like it. I don't think Iguodala should have been the MVP of that series. Truth be told,
Thank
I
you.
would have rather them said Golden State Warriors, y'all the champs, and just leave it alone. Or give it.
I would have took
if
that.
you don't want to give it to
I
nobody,
would have took that.
if you don't want to give it to LeBron, then because he's on a losing team, then fine. But I would have just said Golden State Warriors, y'all won as a
Just
team.
win the championship to take it, Jay, and walk out.
So Pete, let me counter. I think I got a better idea for a petition. I want a petition for every time somebody wins league MVP or they win a championship and they win the MVP of the finals, that they don't have to be. I want a banishment of them being compared to Michael Jordan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Start right now.
Please.
I'm first name. Oh my God! Can we stop doing this, man?
Can we just
let them do.
what is 6-0 with 6 Finals MVPs?
Just let it go. Just let it alone. Just don't even try. Just let people be their individual selves.
And the point I'm trying to make to people about that, the whole Jordan, Jordan at one point in time was just like kind of Steph Curry. Let's be honest. Steph Curry, they won a championship, and people have won championships young in their career and they never went back. And in some cases, it just everything aligned. You got it. Like Tony Parker. There was no guarantee that he was going to win multiple championships when he won that one, early in his career. But it wound up happening. Okay, but the point I'm making is they had like Jordan when he was winning his 6, hadn't turned himself into a complete player by then and was dominating, like you say, the game on both ends and a lot of facets. And to go 6-0. And there's argument to this day that if he wouldn't have stepped down for those 2 years, that Drexler and Kareem and Hakeem might not have got a ring. It could have been 8 in a row. And we can actually have that discussion. Come on, guys. Stop complaining. Let LeBron be who he is. Let Kobe be what he was. And stop trying to compare to this dude. This dude is sitting there with 6-0 and 6 MVPs.
It doesn't even, I don't care if LeBron, even if LeBron won 4 more rings, you can't say anything. Just let it go.
And by the way, him going to the finals 6 times is a feat, and it's impressive, but it's the East.
It is.
It's the East.
And that's the other thing too. Exactly.
It's the East. Every team,
that's like Nicki Minaj winning Best Female Rapper for like 4 years in a row. It's a watered down category. Wow.
Exactly.
I was gonna go with the New England Patriot analogy, but we'll go with Nicki Minaj instead.
I mean, it's a watered down category. So this
now see,
but was the West that good when Jordan was playing? I mean,
exactly.
the East was stacked.
It was a beast.
But we always used to say,
makes it even more
in the West is gonna have to play the Bulls.
Well, not really.
No, don't do that, Jay. Stop that. Jay,
I'm just saying. Lord knows, I used to root for anybody in the West outside. I always wondered.
No, but Jason,
you do realize 3 of those 6 series, they were not the best team in the league.
Yeah, they weren't.
Utah was the best team. The Blazers were the best team, and Phoenix was the best.
Regular season. You're talking about regular season.
But what I'm saying is, it wasn't like they came. It wasn't
Okay.
like they came in there saying we going up against a team like I guarantee you those first 2 games. We all watched the first 2 games this year, and the thing that came to our mind was, damn, these boys that went through the East, played all these soft teams, and now Golden State about to run them out of the damn gym. And we all got pleasantly surprised.
Right.
My point is, when Jordan and played, there wasn't a guarantee that they were going to actually win all of those series. Maybe the one against Seattle, and everybody said they gave away those 2 games a year. They went 72-10, but they went 6, and those games were all competitive. Jordan just had the knack to pull them out and win. We didn't see 15, 20-point blowouts. Cats giving up in the fourth quarter. Cats giving up in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's new NBA. That's that new NBA.
The
Cats played their butts off
watered
to the
down.
last 2-3 minutes and was like, okay, Jordan just hit a best shot, big shot. Kerr hit this shot, whatever it was. That's how it went.
Probably with the exception of the Lakers one, though. When the Lakers beat the Lakers in 5.
That was dominant.
That was
dominant. The Lakers won game 1 on a Sam Perkins 3-pointer. Sam Perkins hit a 3-pointer. Magic got hurt in game 2, and the series was done.
Yeah, right. Because I don't remember. I think Magic was out after game 2, wasn't it?
He wasn't out. He was just hurt. He was just hurt.
Okay. He was playing with a hamstring problem the whole
Basically.
series. So it was
Yeah,
just,
in and out. But no, I guess my point is that you do have fluctuation between good teams and bad teams. But we know the last 8 or 9 years, the East has just been terrible, dude.
Terrible.
But let me just make this point to LeBron's credit, and I think that would be definitely. We talked about this earlier about writing and stuff like that. I mean, I would love to see a piece about LeBron's path through the finals, despite the fact that it's a great feat, but the fact that the competition that he had wasn't the greatest. But to me, that doesn't diminish LeBron.
No. It doesn't diminish LeBron. It doesn't.
Because
But I think
the
that's
team
one
that
of the
he
reasons.
went to the finals with, when he was, Jay, you tell me the year. I don't know what year he was in the league, but when he had the Mo Williams,
Larry,
it was him and
Larry
just
Hughes.
whatever.
But I think one of the reasons.
Wait a minute,
that
fellas. Wait a
I
minute.
remember.
That team
Go ahead,
those teams weren't as bad as everybody thought that they were. I mean, of course, we remember who those guys are, but statistically, they play pretty good ball.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing I'm saying is to Tori's point, though. What I'm saying is I'm not trying to diminish it. I'm just tired of people trying to find things to make LeBron great. He's great. You don't have to pull that one out. Because that one can get argued a little bit. Don't pull that one out. The stats alone and what he's doing with the championship, he's won 3 and he's won 1 now without Wade, so they can't say all of that.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Just let the man have it.
But he still has But for the record, because let me go ahead and get my hate hard on, he still has a losing record in the finals. It is what it is. It's what it is.
Oh, I can't. You know what?
Hey,
Jay, I'm gonna let you have that one. I can't.
Hey, he's got a losing record in the finals.
See, Tori, like I said, I'm not putting on LeBron hate.
So does Clyde Drexler, but we don't talk about him.
He's 3 and 4, but ain't nobody trying to make Clyde Drexler the
if I'm not mistaken, Wilt Chamberlain got a losing record too, don't he? I don't know. So
you said who?
I was like, don't Wilt? I mean, a lot of greats got losing records. Hell, Jerry West didn't win. Jerry West was 1 and 10, 1 and 9.
1 and 9.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, it is what it is.
He's the logo.
But Jerry West has said that they should change
it. Pretty bad.
So at least Jerry was like, oh, it shouldn't be me anymore. I'm just saying. Jerry West has been like, y'all right.
I need to put somebody on there. I don't care who they put, but this
Jerry West was like, yeah, y'all should give it to Jordan. He went 6 times. He won 6 times. Hey, so I mean, I'm just saying, other folks
they didn't have logos back in the day for Bill Russell, so they had to use. Then they came up and started using Jerry West. So I'm like, come on, man. I'm just saying, man.
Bill Russell. Change to Bill Russell. Be okay.
I mean, there's a tall cat to stand with a ball like this. I don't know.
So let me ask the crew, where should Kevin Durant go? Should he stay or should he leave?
If Westbrook is really, I don't know what they're doing. We don't know what they're talking about behind the scenes. But if Westbrook is talking about leaving, he better jump ship and go somewhere so he can win a championship. And I know he keep talking about
going this year, is he?
He's under contract this year.
No, he's under contract this year, but what they're saying is there's no reason for Durant to sign again with OKC if he knows that they're all both are gonna leave. So they say right now
ain't nobody going nowhere. He's gonna stay 1 more year and then do the play. He's gonna do a deal this year, player option for next year.
He's gonna sign a 1-year deal.
Yeah, and then both him and Westbrook are gonna burn the road up.
I tell you what, the way Harrison Barnes played, I bet you they might package up about 2 or 3 players to try to get him to go to State.
Well, they said Golden State was going to do him. I just feel like that's going to throw off the chemistry a lot.
That's worse. He's not helping Golden State.
Actually can shoot.
All he'll take Harrison
Barnes.
Can
actually shoot. Take it over Harrison Barnes' place. Shoot, at this point, one of us can probably help out with the chemistry.
But as far as increasing toughness, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant ain't lifted weights since 8th grade. So
man, I don't know. He showed me a lot. He showed me a lot during that Golden State
more defense this year, and I had seen him play. If he would have played defense the year he won MVP and put out in the second round, they might have done something better.
What I fear about, I hope if it's not Golden State,
MVPs, man.
If it's not Golden State, I hope it's some other team that got a couple of stars on it, man. Because I really like Kevin Durant. I'm not for the super teams. Like it's, I mean, I'm the get off my lawn guy. I like Star. He can have a sidekick.
I like it.
2 minutes.
But
You get
get
no
off
more
my
than two.
lawn.
No more than
I just
two
don't
on
want-
a
Hey,
team.
But I like Kevin Durant's game so much. I don't want him to turn into the Karl Malone of the 2000s, man. Because there are some young players that are coming of age, like the Anthony Davises. He ain't gonna stay trash on trash teams.
Exactly.
At some point in time, he's gonna turn the corner and get it. DeMarcus Cousins, at some point in time, he's gonna get it, and they're gonna be up in the playoffs and stuff like that. Like Kevin Durant's window. You know, you still got LeBron around. You still got Steph around. You still got these young up-and-coming players, man. I hope that he gets an opportunity to get another shot.
let me say this.
Don't be surprised if Dwight Howard go to Golden State.
Let me say no way.
Well, no, they said Dwight Howard wants to go to New York, and now that
He
they
wants to
got
go to the Knicks.
Oh.
He wants to go to the Knicks.
He don't
Yeah,
want the
Dwight Howard
drama.
wants to go to New York.
You don't want
and
that
they-
drama.
So let
And
me.
you know that-
He ain't ready for that. He ain't built for that.
He don't want the drama.
He ain't
Derrick
built for
Rose
no
don't
other
want
city
those
in
problems.
Orlando. He
Derrick
ain't built
Rose
for
don't
that.
want the
But
problem.
Derrick Rose didn't get a choice. They traded him today. Derrick Rose got traded.
Yeah, Derrick Rose is in New York now.
No,
He ain't built
he
for
don't know.
that neither.
He don't know what he getting into. Okay,
don't know what he getting into.
all that love that he get in Chicago with a couple Bulls here and there. When he start
He don't
playing
know.
like trash in New York, he ain't going to be in New York no more. When the press, everybody, every
I think
day
he'll
is
be
on.
okay if he stays healthy. That's
No,
the
Well, we already know
Even
that
if he's
can't happen.
Lanice, him, there's not enough basketballs for him and Carmelo. It ain't gonna
You're
work.
right.
They
You
call
know,
me
you're
Mr.
right.
Glass.
Yeah, so
My
before,
You're
bad,
right.
my bad, Tyler. You're right.
That's just like Iverson and Carmelo when they was on the Nuggets.
Not
so
enough basketball.
before we get off, let me go back to your point though. So is there? Think about it like this though, Tori. Is there really now such thing as a super team anymore? I mean,
If Kevin
Golden
Durant
State
go to Steph Curry days,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that because they just got. I
Yeah.
mean,
or go
so
to
my
Golden
point
State,
is,
I should say.
What the definition of a super team would be to have actual true superstars. And
Steph
if
Curry
it's-
is not a superstar.
I don't know the way
Not
y'all
in
been
the
talking
finals.
tonight. The way y'all been talking tonight, he ain't been a
You a-
superstar.
Good.
No, he
But
didn't
you win
play
the regular
well.
game,
He a
two
regular
times
He
season
didn't play
MVP,
well in the
unanimous.
series.
But what I'm
He's
saying
definitely a
is, do
superstar.
you consider Draymond Green a superstar?
No,
Do
No,
you
but
consider
Steph
Klay
Curry-
Thompson a superstar?
no.
listen.
Okay.
Not
So
yet.
Steph Curry,
I'm of the
listen.
opinion-
If Steph Curry is a superstar, all he's doing is trading one superstar point guard for another. So it's
I'm
not
of
really a
the-
super team.
Wait a minute. Why are you getting rid of a guard? What are you talking about?
No,
you
what
getting,
I'm saying
you talking
is-
about
No,
Russell
he's
Westbrook?
trading.
What I'm saying is, if he
Curry
goes to
for
Golden
Westbrook.
State, unless you're considering these all stars to be superstars, then the only true superstar candidate on the team is Curry, and he's trading
No.
Westbrook for Curry. It's
But
not
you have
necessarily to
if
me
you
a super
no,
team.
well, you got two all stars. Let's say all star. We don't call them. So I'll call it an all star team then, rather than superstar team.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
If you want to do it that way, then
If you
That's
get Kevin
fine.
Durant on Golden State, you have 4 legitimate all stars on the team.
I don't disagree with that. I mean,
Yeah.
but the Allen Houston made all-star teams too, and never mind.
No, I said
Come on,
legitimate.
man.
I said
Come
legitimate.
on. Come on, man.
Allen
said
Houston
legitimate.
made all-star teams back in the day, averaging 14
Stop
points a
it.
game.
Stop
I
it.
said legitimate.
Thank you. Stop it.
Is he still getting paid from the Knicks?
God.
Is he
Man,
still
Larry
getting a
Johnson
paycheck?
still get paid by the Knicks. But I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead, Tori.
I'm gonna say this on the low, and I may be in the minority, but I think that Klay Thompson is actually an overall. I think he's the best player on Golden State.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Klay Thompson. Oh yeah, arguably
think so?
Klay Thompson is the best
Yeah.
shooter on Golden State.
And
I
and
would say he's the most
and he
consistent
guards the
year-round,
best.
yes.
He guards.
He protects Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
protects Steph. Now,
I mean, that's. I don't think that's when you say best all-around player, best player. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that
Klay Thompson
because he
is-
affects the game in more ways than one. I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
Klay
I
Thompson
think
is
Draymond
arguably-
Green might and
and-
actually have more argument to that, but Draymond Green, you can't always trust his scoring. So I mean that's what it is.
Right.
Exactly.
But
Right,
and
but that's
and that's
the
why
thing.
that's why I pretend that Klay Thompson was lighting it up himself in the finals, but he does have that capability to get hot. So I mean,
Right.
But
Yeah.
Klay can score in different ways than Steph can. He can post you up. He can
Yeah.
score from the outside.
but he still don't go to the basket for me, Tori. You gotta go ahead and be
he don't
aggressive.
do it enough, but he can do it. He don't do
Yeah,
it
that's
enough,
what
but
I'm
he can do
saying.
it.
You can't be 15 feet from the basket, nobody under the basket, and turn around and run out to 25 feet.
That's
Man.
right. Playing like a video game.
That's gonna burn in my brain. That's exactly what it
like a video game.
It took the circle and swerved around like this.
Like NBA Jam.
Like, no, Clay, take it to the rack, man.
Yeah, he doing like NBA Jam, but that's the
Monty
problem,
Jones
though.
said he was shooting. But Monty Jones said he'd be shooting fade 3-foot jumpers. So you get to the rack and then fade and shoot a jump shot. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, God.
No, I don't think
thing.
it's not on the low, Tari. I think I mean, over the years, like I said, when teams, you see teams, even with a certain superstar, you see just like how Westbrook has come about. We've always been saying at times over the last 4 or 5 years, man, I think Westbrook is the best player on the team. You know what I'm saying? And even though Durant's winning the MVP, everybody still was saying, I think Westbrook's still the best player on the team. I mean, it's the nature of how they do it now. Different NBA, the way you play, the media blows things up, tears you right back down. It is what it is.
Oh yeah, LeBron still ain't safe.
Of that, back to those intangibles, a lot of why people think Westbrook is the best player on the team is the intangible in his heart.
Yes.
And his play and angry. That is why people say that Westbrook is the best player on the team because he's old school, because he legitimately plays every game like it's his last.
But when you got a guy that's 6'3", 6'3" that plays like he's 6'9", and he gets rebounds, and you know what I'm saying, then he can turn around and play like a point guard. Everybody's gonna look at you differently when you're 6'11", 6'10", and the only thing that you're affecting in the game is scoring. You see what I'm saying? Like Durant stepped it up this year on defense. I saw him block a few shots. I saw him get more rebounds. But why did it take you now to realize that you're 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan? And you could have been doing that, sitting here arguing about the fact that you want to win more MVPs. You could have been winning more MVPs. You could have been challenging LeBron. And he could fill out the stat sheet if he really wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Right. Durant, like Westbrook is doing. So that's why everybody looked at Westbrook and said, this dude is 6'3".
Durant is like what I said LeBron is, whatever. He worries about what people think. He doesn't have the heart or the stomach to be the best. He's not built that way. Everybody, what will people think? And the greats, the best of the best, the top of the top, the creme de la creme, they just don't care.
Yeah.
And them dudes
What you said, Jay? But what's your favorite line, Jay? Nobody wants to be great anymore. You don't. And part of being great is having that DAWG in you, that dog in you. Yeah. Part of being great is having that aggression, having that mentality that you want to don't have it.
Yeah, and going to college for even if it's 4 years, it may be that.
What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is that now you got the thing where you got to go to college for a year, right? Some people argue that we should have it or that we shouldn't have it. One of the things that I brought up was that I think going to college is something that's going to help bring that out if you had it in high school, but when you get to that tougher competition and you kind of back off of it, it can be a way for you to bring it out. But I think that, you got some of these guys that's been praised the whole time, never had adversity, and now that you're a lottery pick and you barely play. You play 7 minutes or get 7 points a game. Marvin Williams. Mm-hmm. Why should he want to be great? I wasn't even the best player on my UNC team, and I'm getting drafted for the
AAU team.
Right. Why should I want to be great?
Just go get that money. Once I get that money,
go to college.
Once I get that second contract, it's over. I'm done.
Right. And so people are like, well, let them be great, but they don't want to be great.
Don't have to be. Not even don't want to be. Don't have to be.
Right. You don't have to. And that's like I tell people, like, just with everyday life, when people are talking about everybody wants a job, everybody wants to work. When we talk about people not doing their job at work and stuff like that, everybody wants to work. And I'm like, no, everybody wants a paycheck. Yep. Not everybody wants to work.
Nope.
And there's a difference. And dudes nowadays, they're, people call them millennials or whatever it is you want. It's the trophy. It's the everybody gets a trophy syndrome. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets a trophy.
Everybody get a ribbon. Everybody
gets a ribbon. You get a participation trophy. Everybody wins. Well, that's not how real life works.
Mm-hmm. And that's why
we're teaching them.
Yeah. I can't add or take away from anything y'all said. Like, it's a new day. And I'm getting tired of, and I gotta really get off. I'm getting tired of, and Tori, you'll roll with me on this because we talked about this before. I'm getting tired of us having to be forced as fans to look at a bunch of specialists on the damn basketball court. We have to accept this new NBA because there's so many people that are specialists at doing certain things, and that's what the point I think you're trying to make about Curry is you don't want to label him a specialist, right? But if he's not showing you anything else, and you stop that one thing that he does, then he falls now back to a level that everybody, and that's why I kept saying, y'all know if y'all remember post, but all these people kept saying he's one of the all-time greats. And I said, stop putting this man on a pedestal until he wins a couple championships, he wins a few things, and he shows you the longevity. This is Terrell Davis syndrome. We know Terrell Davis was a baller, but it's real hard to put him in Hall of Fame because he just wasn't around long enough. And that's the point. But I'm saying is you got guys out here capitalizing off of being specialists, which is fine. Get paid, get your money. But I gotta be forced.
But they shouldn't be MVPs.
But Jay, I can watch a game. When have you ever got to a point now over the last 5 or 6 years you can actually watch a game and know what play somebody's going to run because of the people on the court? Think about that. I'm watching it. I see that person's on the court. This person. So the only offense, the only person can score is him, and the only person can rebound is him. I mean,
the NBA is a pure pick and roll offensive game.
But let's be honest. With Jordan, when they were running the triangle with Jordan Pippen, we were like, well, what was the first play of the game when they ran the triangle? Everybody knows who was the first person that scored every time the Bulls played.
Who was it? You tell me. I can tell you.
Bill Cartwright. He scored the first 2 points. He was done the rest of the game.
When
Luke Longley went away, who was the next one? Luke Longley shot a jumper. He was done the rest of the game.
But my point is though, is certain people, a certain skill, you still have to pay attention to certain teams that have multiple skilled players and guys that can do more things than one. And when you have those guys, that's what was making Golden State so tough to beat at times because when they put that smaller lineup out there, they technically had 5 guys that could pass, dribble, shoot. And now, and that was what they wore their hat on. They was like, this is what we're gonna do when we get in the pinch. This is our lineup. Everybody has what they think is their lineup that they can go and get back in the game. But at times you'll watch a game and you'll see you'll see people on the court and you'll be like, that dude, the only thing he can do is block a shot. And guess what? He making $25 million.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the specialist.
Like I said, get paid, man. But as a fan, I'm like, damn, dude.
That's the thing. When we were coming up, but you knew the specialists weren't guys that were getting big time dollars. Like
exactly.
Tim Legler was a specialist, but Tim Legler wasn't making big time dollars. But what's going to be interesting is you got Buddy Hield coming in, the league tomorrow. He can. He seems like a scorer, but I've seen him only shooting a lot of threes.
No, he played in the Big 12. He had to guard some guys last year. I mean, the Big 12 by stats was the better conference. When they get to the tournament, they always fold like paper. But he guarded some people. I think him and Chris Dunn, they got good defensive skills. I think Chris Dunn is better than him on the defensive end. The kid from Kentucky, I'm not sure. Was it Murray? I don't know if he can play any really real good D. I mean, he can shoot the lights out there.
He's a Calipari guy. He may not be fundamentally sound.
I don't know if these guys coming in, some of these guys, a handful of them can play some D, but you can't really hang your hat on that because even college is going to a lot of spread and motion and pick and roll and shoot first offense. So,
well, look at Duke. Duke got a whole lot of specialists.
And it's not going to change.
And it's not going to change. It's like the spread offense in football. You're not getting rid of these 5'8" receivers anymore. They're going to find somewhere to play them. They're going to find somewhere to play them.
But if you're a big man, you got to be able to shoot a 3. And, I mean, that's just the way.
You got to be able
to. Unfortunately.
Or you got to average 20 rebounds a game to really get paid. Anyway,
you gotta have a
DeMarcus Cousins the last dude. So.
Who goes number 1 tomorrow in the draft?
Who better go
Ben Simmons. It's Ben Simmons.
Don't you side with me?
Ben Simmons. But the position, but he'll be playing.
I know who it better be. I'm asking.
Y'all not gonna mess this one up. You're not gonna mess it up.
I'm just
Brandon Ingram gonna be the better player, but
Wait,
that's
because you
neither
know
here
how
nor there.
look, because you know how I feel about this.
How big is Brandon Ingram?
I don't really trust the process.
Durant.
6'9",
Durant. He's Durant size.
Dude, take it.
Ingram? Okay.
Yeah, both of them dudes, I
At
think,
least-
gonna be fine.
At
He can
least
shoot.
Durant's trying to eat. At least Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, because Simmons can't. He's not a shooter. He's not.
Durant said,
He's
"Man,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll
at
see.
least Brandon, but at least Ingram's trying to put on weight. Durant was just like, "Hey, what you see is what you get."
It is what it is.
He was just like, "I'm not benching at 135." You said
Hey.
you really got to put them 45-pound plates on each side. You really got to do that. This is what we got to start out with. Damn, this is my one rep max. You gonna put that on the first?
Hey, he can still hit from 30.
Cool from 30. Anyway. Hey, peace out to Skip Bayless. Peace out. Thoughts and prayers, the first take. Thoughts and prayers.
Man.
Man, this whole thing with Skip Bayless just proved to me that ESPN, they understand the power of their brand. I ain't going to watch Fox to watch no Skip Bayless.
I'm not.
Exactly.
Whatever's on at 10 o'clock, when the TV's on, I'll watch.
Yeah. 'Cause-
I
but
am a
I'm
little
gonna tell you,
disappointed. I am a little disappointed with getting rid of all the football cats, but yeah, Skip Bayless.
Where's
Still gonna watch.
Chris Carter going?
Nobody
Carter
cares.
might be telling.
Ray Lewis.
Exactly.
He going back to home. He going back home
Lewis?
to his mama. He going back home to his mama.
What, did
Ray
they get
Lewis?
Mama
Chris
was
Carter
wrong.
not gonna be back? I know
No, what is
Keisha
it?
is gonna be back.
Mama
Chris Carter's
was
not gonna
wrong.
be back.
I don't think Chris Carter's back either.
Chris Carter's gone. Keyshawn's gone.
Ray.
Yeah, I
Ray
do.
Well,
Lewis.
Keyshawn.
they're not back
Ray
because
Lewis
of the whole
is gone.
sexual allegations that's going on.
Who?
The sexual allegations that were going on with Chris Carter, Chris Berman, and that makeup artist.
Oh.
Oh,
I heard.
Oh, we
I
gonna
heard
have to
about
find
Chris Berman.
Hey,
About
Lanice.
that.
Hey,
I
Lanice,
heard
you
about
want
Chris
it?
Berman.
Hey,
I,
if you got.
I haven't heard that, but I'm gonna get on that and get that posted in the
Get posted.
industry group.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard
It
that.
happened
Get that up.
a couple of months back. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Chris
no.
Berman.
Yeah, it was a situation
Oh.
where
Ooh.
Chris Carter was dating a makeup artist, even though he was still married at the time.
Oh.
Berman was hitting on said chick. So yeah, she was mad that the old girl was hitting on him, and of course Chris Carter's wife heard about what was going on, got upset, and this whole thing, and the makeup artist's husband heard about what was going on. So of course he got upset, and everybody got involved. So
Wow,
it was a
we-
huge,
Oh my
We should have talked
God.
about this on the show. Dang, I'm sure.
As the world turns, what the hell?
Right. I know Chris Carter's wife was
yeah.
like, "Oh, you
Yeah,
going to
real.
Bristol, huh? Oh, you going to Bristol, huh?"
Oh, man.
Okay, oh man, we're gonna have to go, man. Everybody got jobs, got families, but thanks for that,
Man,
D-Nash. We're
Berman,
gonna look
Chris
that one up, bro.
Berman.
I'm gonna look that up
Rumor.
and get that posted in the group for y'all.
Hey, next time, better
Yeah.
connection, next time.
Yeah, nah, I'm gonna get you on here, man. When we get back on, man, we'll definitely invite you up here, bro.
All right.
Yeah.
Dollar, I appreciate you, brother, every
All
time,
right.
man. You know, let me know about what you're talking about. Yeah, and everybody, appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, congratulations, Jason, on the championship and on the new baby girl.
Appreciate it.
Avery,
Much love.
Avery.
Avery's doing well. Avery born into the championship. Tell you, man, born into the championship and a black presidency. Well, I tell you.
Jay, do not let them girls watch Cleveland Brown football this year, okay? Let them, I'm telling you, let them ride it out
They gonna start crying.
all the way to October.
Let
Ride it out to
them be
October.
great, Jason. Let them be great. Do
Hey,
not
I
put
already,
them on the Browns. Don't
Riley
do it.
already know what the Ohio State symbol looked like. So at least we working on that. She knows what Ohio State says. She looks at the symbol and I say, Riley, what's that say? She says, Ohio State. And I'm like, there you go. We'll start with that. That's a guarantee. That's a guarantee.
That's a guarantee.
We're gonna
That's a
roll with that
guarantee
for now.
9 wins right there, right, Jay? That's a guarantee at least 9 wins.
Right, we can work with that. We gonna roll with that. I know Harbaugh's there, and he's scaring me, but we can work with Ohio State. These other teams, we gonna work our way into those other ones. I'm not ready, but when we move, we're not gonna be Ravens fans. We're not gonna be Capitals fans. We're not gonna be Wizards fans. That's
Hey,
not
hey,
gonna happen.
Lanice, since y'all don't like my stats, I'm putting them up now. Click. All right, y'all.
Okay.
I'll let y'all later.
I'll let y'all later. Peace.
Yeah, peace.